Hey, what's up, everybody? BDO 44 coming at you another video. All right, so we got some news on Zach LaVine. Just when it was word coming out that he was about to be traded to the Pistons, he is now elected to have season-ending foot surgery. Just saw the news right now. It's my natural reaction to it. Hey, I'd probably do the same thing if I had his issue and was about to get traded to the Pistons. There's no way in hell I want to be on the Pistons for the next 4 years in an untradeable contract. Absolutely not. So yeah, man, he's taking care of that. He's making sure he's not going to be traded. And I'm telling y'all, the injury bug is biting right now, man. That's why I don't want LeBron James to play tonight. If the Lakers are serious about trading him, shut him down until that trade is complete or until the trade deadline has passed. He needs to rest anyway. He does not need to be playing basketball right now. Since he want to sit against the Celtics, cool. You're going to sit against the Knicks too if I'm in control of things. Because I'm not having nobody else get bit by this injury bug on my team. If I have any control over the circumstance, people get shut down if they get traded. D-Lo, all y'all, nobody playing tonight. You know what I'm saying? Seriously. Because that's how sensitive it's getting at this point. And look, for those who think 82 games is not enough games or too many games or whatever, this speaks to it being too many. When you got Joel Embiid, Jared Vanderbilt, Zach LaVine, all gone before halfway point. All gone before the halfway point, you guys. And I don't think either, the argument that I'm trying to make is, it's not that one season of this is too much. It's that 8 and 9, 10, 11, 12 seasons of this is too much. When you consider how many games is in one season, you're not asking these athletes to play one season. You're asking them to play 18, 20 years. That's why you got to cut down on the games. Nobody wants to listen to me. They want to make other changes, like making the draft 2 days and all types of stuff like that. That doesn't help you. What you need to do is keep these guys healthy. Not force them to play when they're hurt to keep up with individual accolades that you herald are supposed to be greater than now. You give them $40 million for making an all-NBA team and then tell them they got to play 65 games. They're going to play half of those games hurt. It doesn't work. People are trying to do power games. In the meantime, they're losing some of their best athletes. That's what I'm seeing. The power games are taking precedent over common damn sense. People need to get out of their feelings, get out of their ego, and get into the science of what's going on out here. That's how I feel. It's time to hold everybody accountable at this point. But Zach LaVine, I don't blame you, bro. I'd have did the same thing, man. Give me the surgery. Ain't nobody trade me to no damn Pistons. Hell no. See me the surgery. Let me come back, get healthy. The Bulls are who I signed this contract with. And damn it, that's who I'm going to be playing ball with. And I ain't going nowhere. So, Chicago, huddle up, man. Zach LaVine is done for the season. Got to go ahead and drop him on all my fantasy teams. I kind of overdrafted him this year like an idiot, knowing better. I knew better. I drafted him on way too many teams this season. And it's like I told Laker fans, man, all you people who wanted Zach LaVine on your team, this is why, fam. $41 million to sit, homie. Stop this nonsense. When somebody is paid that much more than they should in the NBA, it is not harmful to bring them to. It's not harmless to bring them to your team because they're going to be in place of other players that you need at that price point. Now the rest of your team is no good because you got Lonzo Ball on a season-ending contract, injury type thing, and now you got Zach LaVine on the same problem. Those are two of your most expensive contracts, both out for the season. So as a result, you can't make trades to get better. This is why you don't have those players on those contracts, fellas. This is why you give up those players at all costs. Hell, you even waive them if you have to, but you definitely don't sit there and act like it's not a problem. It is. And so that's what I'm telling all of you guys. This is why I preach what I preach. This is why we have the channel in the way that we do it. This is why we get on people's case for overvaluing vets and undervaluing picks. Because these picks are the things that get you up from out from under these problems. Now, you look up and you need picks to get rid of that Zach LaVine contract. You don't have a Laker team that says, oh, he's a great fit for me. Or a Pistons team who says, oh, I could use the player. No. Now you got a bad contract. And the only thing you're going to be able to do in regards to getting rid of it is adding picks to do so. Keep telling y'all, man, it's the only way. Don't shun picks. I read somewhere that the Brooklyn Nets were looking to do something. I don't know if, forgive me if I'm wrong, but I read that the Brooklyn Nets were doing that same old thing they did with KD again, not wanting picks for whatever it is they have. They're willing to trade somebody. I forgot who it was. I think it was Spencer Dinwiddie, but don't want any second rounders in his stead. You need the draft equity. Not so you can bring in young players that you don't want to develop necessarily, but so that you can trade them for the stuff that ultimately you want. Because the players you keep bringing in are not worth what it is that you're bringing them in for. So when you bring them in, their price point fluctuates. Those picks, they don't. Their currency, I keep telling people. So you definitely, if you're going to trade stuff, Brooklyn, trade Spencer Dinwiddie for picks, man. Trade everything for picks. Reset your situation. I keep telling them. People are stubborn. They want to win now, but they don't know how to win now. They don't know what that looks like. They define it improperly in their minds. They end up bringing them stuff that's no good, and it ain't good enough to win. It's not that I disagree that you should want to win now. You just got to know what the hell that properly looks like, people. Winning now does not mean bring me everything that's playing on the floor right now. Nobody should come in the form of picks. Nobody should come in the form of cash consideration. No, that's not what win now means. Win now means you have the requisite amount of draft equity and win now talent so that you can put yourself in the best position to be able to make moves to bring more to that team that wants to win right away. Make moves to make up for guys who are injured, who happen to get injured along the way, so you don't have to abandon your timeline upon injury. This is what draft picks allow you to do. It gives you the stuff that isn't basketball playing to the other team that you're trying to trade with so that you can bring stuff to what you have without having to actually get rid of anything that you want to run. I don't understand why this is so hard for a lot of you GMs to understand. The Knicks can bring themselves a LeBron James piece without losing a single basketball player on the floor right now. They can just trade picks to get them. They're more win now than anybody else. But a lot of y'all don't want no picks. You only want to bring yourselves players that have been in the league for 8 and 9 years. You're not helping yourselves, people. You're not helping yourself. You're going to keep having these same problems. And when somebody goes down, your timeline goes bad. It's just how it goes, man. And so that's what I say to teams like Brooklyn and others who don't want second round picks for what it is that they have that they're willing to get rid of, who are refusing picks because they don't think they value them or look at them as players that they don't want to develop. They don't never have to manifest into that. Someone always wants a first round pick for what they have, usually overpricing something so that they can get them. And for those of you who don't want them, why do you think they do that? Why do you think they do that? Certain teams be like, yeah, I got my guy averaging 12 points a game. Give me a first pick protected. Like, hell no, I ain't giving you a first pick protected for him. But why do they want that? Because they value first round picks and they're hoping people like you don't. So they can take them and hoard them. Like Utah's doing, like OKC's doing, like New York's able to. Like Boston did. Why you think Boston's so damn good right now? They can afford to get Jaylen Brown on a $300 million contract and still have all that they have. Why? Because they never mortgaged picks. They were taking them from people who were mortgaging. And as a result, they were able to bring themselves stuff and draft stuff that is valuable as it gets. So when they run their basketball team out there, they have everything they need. Or the ability to go get it. And that's what you want. A combination of players that you trust running on the floor in a timeline that you can work with, and the ability to make changes without giving up pieces that otherwise change your identity. That's what it's about. These stupid GMs and these stupid owners out here doing things backwards, and then want to run a product out there that's no good. Like, you're running no good product because you have certain ideas about what you think works versus what it is that actually works. And want to blame others. No, that ain't the problem. It's your whole philosophy that's the problem. Just like I was saying in the LeBron James video earlier. You want us to make changes, trade this, trade that. These people ain't worth half a crap. Why? Because the stuff you're running is no good. It doesn't make them look good, so they're not worth anything. If you focus your intentions on running better stuff, you would have more valuable players to trade to make the changes you want to make. Not to mention no need for some of the changes that you want to make, because your team won't suck. But if you're going out there running 3 tiny guys, you want to play the center position at 6'9", and you got Anthony Davis hobbling on one leg most of that time trying to hold everything together, of course your team's going to need to make changes and trade people every damn summer. And you know what that translates to? The players not being very valuable because they've been seen looking like garbage in those bad systems. And it all correlates. And then people get angry at each other, feeling all sad when it's time to trade them and all that. Man, all that stuff starts with the bad play that we see on the basketball court. If your team doesn't look bad, you have more valuable stuff to trade. You have to keep telling people this. So yeah, man, I'm with Zach LaVine on that one though. Ain't about to trade me no damn Detroit. Hell no. And Detroit don't need to be in higher. Look, Detroit, fire your GM immediately, man. Why in the hell are you trying to get Zach LaVine, fam? Zach LaVine is someone who wants to win right away. Someone on an overpaid contract, as we've already stated. Why in the hell are you, worst team of all time, arguably, going after a piece that's overvalued in this league? It's just so backwards up there, man. They're doing things absolutely backwards. It makes no sense. The only thing they really honestly need to be doing is trading literally everything that ain't Amen Thompson and Cade Cunningham for draft picks. That's it. You ain't got no business doing nothing else. Don't bring yourself no vets, no overpaying contracts. None of that stupid stuff is going to make you anything less than mediocre at best. You are horrible. You need picks. You need to take what you have, liquidate it completely, and start all over again because you are literally the worst team in the league. Like, why is it so difficult for some of these teams, yo? Why is being good so hard? We have so much data over the years of what works and what does not. Drives me absolutely up a wall, y'all. I'm sick of it. That's what you're seeing is a young man who is sick of the NBA operating against itself. And then people blaming each other for why that things don't work out. Don't work out because nobody's doing things properly. Playing these vets, they suck. Sitting these kids, they don't develop, they end up sucking. I mean, stop it. Just stop. Everybody, freeze, stop it. Get picks. Develop young players. Keep your timeline making some sense. Get rid of stuff that doesn't work. Force dudes who can't play anymore into retirement or into the big three or into China or somewhere else other than the league. Stop letting dudes bring their brother onto the basketball team to be the worst guy in the league. This is a valuable draft space. This is a valuable place on the roster you need for a good player to play to make your team as good as you want to be. You call yourself win now and got empty talent on one of your most important roster spots. Stop this. And then want to blame the coach for why the team ain't no good. It's because you keep letting this type of stuff happen. His brother don't need to be on the team, man. That should not be in his contract. That should not be a part of what it is that keeps him next to you or any of that. If his brother, who ain't good, has to be on the team in order for him to be on the team, he's eating up 2 roster spots, not one with who he is. The guy, the main guy, yeah, he's eating up 2 roster spots, not one. It should come out of his contract. If that guy's going to play, you paying his salary. It's coming out of your salary. He's making $1 million at best, and whatever you want him to make, he's coming out of your salary, but I'm not paying him. That way, we can put something on top of that that actually makes us good. And that's if I just am forced to keep old dude bro on my team. I'm not going to be forced to do that. If y'all know how I operate, that politic would be out the window. He wouldn't be on my team. I'd have another superstar. We'd be looking for Wemby or somebody else. It wouldn't be that. You got to be getting me to the championship every year like LeBron James used to do for me to be wanting your brother on the team when he ain't even an NBA star level, good level, whatever. Nah, hell nah. We stopping that right at the door. Big market, small market, I don't care. I'm not doing it. He better be good. He better be good enough to be here on his own merit. Otherwise, you are making the team worse. Not him, you. And it needs to be said. And y'all know who I'm talking about. So, like, these are the type of things like, yo, teams wonder why they're not good enough. Got all these pressure to win now, but not quite good enough. Man, this is why. Now I'm walking past KTLA Channel 5 right now, and KTLA's got the guy who broke the news that LeBron James could potentially be traded, that the Lakers are looking to prioritize trading LeBron James. He came out of this building right here. For those all over the world who are hearing about KTLA, wondering if it's a credible source, yeah, I'm right in front of it. We here. Dude is a credible source, and according to Ticket TV, brought all the receipts out. This dude was ahead of Kawhi going to the Clippers, Bron having a meeting with Miami back in 2012, Bron telling the Lakers he would come back to Cleveland if they made the trade, come to the Lakers rather, next season if they made the trade for Nance and Clarkson to send him to... He was on top of all types of stuff, man, and now he's on top of this. I don't remember what his name is, starts with a P or something like that. Ticket TV was blasting his name all over the airwaves this morning. And I just want people to know, for those who are wondering what KTLA is, Channel 5. There's 2 buildings on Sunset that I know will remain no matter what in this area. KTLA 5 and Arby's. I kid you not. KTLA 5 has outlasted so much in this area. Our local news station, Channel 5, has outlasted Fox, KTTV, the Spanish station across the street. I've lived in this area my entire life, man. KTLA 5 was there when I was born. And it's there right now. So as soon as people in LA heard KTLA 5, we understand what they attach their name to. Very credible local station. Very credible. Grew up watching them every morning. They were my morning news of choice when I was a kid. It's KTLA 5 morning news. That's what we watch, me and mama. You understand what I'm saying? So you see that attached to it? Don't think it's some rinky-dink ball sports. None of that. No, ball sack sport, that ain't that. KTLA 5 is right there, and it's been there since probably the early 80s, maybe even before that. My whole life, that's for damn sure. So it's like, you know, I put that out there. It's probably why I ended up finding myself on the side of town, just to show y'all that. Because that is a very credible source. And they ain't hiring no phonies, they ain't hiring nobody that ain't tapped in. They not. So, and that's coming from somebody who's known people who've worked there personally. My mom used to work at KTTV Channel 11 that used to be here. And she knew some people over at that Channel 5. She knew folks over there. And we have some long-time legendary dudes like Hal Fishman and some of them dudes that worked on Channel 5 back in the 90s I ain't forgot about. So it's like, Channel 5 is very credible. Always has been. So that's one of those things where it's like, man, look, if they say LeBron James could likely be traded, fam, could be. They're probably looking for the best deal they can, just like I told them to. And I'm not somebody who's going to sit up here and tell you I got sources. I don't have sources. But I'm telling you what makes sense. And if you look at all those videos I made, you'll know. Made a lot of sense of what I said. At the end of the day, we can't keep this guy on if he's threatening to walk. Can't do it. We got to trade him. There's no way around it. You ain't got to like it. I don't like it. I'm actually thinking it's kind of surreal. I don't actually want to look up and see what our team looks like when he's not on the team, because I don't think we're going to be very good without him, personally. But I can't let that be a reason why I let him walk any damn way and end up with nothing. That's the problem. That's what I'm most afraid of. It's not what we look like when we trade him. It's what we look like when we don't and he leaves. Can't let that happen. And so as a result, we got to go with the lesser of two. And the lesser of two is you jump ahead of that. That's common damn sense. And he can opt out and re-sign with us if he chooses to once he gets where he's going. We'll have his money ready for him. We'll get rid of whatever we got to bring him back. But while we're in this space, especially since we ain't good enough to win, man, listen. Trading him, it seemed like the only play. It seemed like the only logical play. And so I'm a logical thinker. I pride myself on being anyway. I got to do what I got to do. And it's like a lot of people are going to be upset about that, including him. Emotional about that, wanting us to, like, you know, respect him differently. And, you know, I heard Stephen A. Smith say nobody's trading LeBron James unless LeBron James demands that he be traded. Like, fam, what the hell that got to do with me? saving my backside, fam. That ain't got nothing to do with me saving my backside if I'm the Lakers. He can have that type of power over the rest of the league, but while I have his contract and while he's threatening to bounce for nothing, I'm going to make sure I get something for that contract that's worthy of what it is that I need. I'm not interested in the politics of that or the overall osmosis, hypnotism that he got the rest of the media on like he got more power than he do. Yeah, no trade clause, fam. It's not there. I have the right to trade the contract. And because I have the right to trade the contract, this is what I feel I have to do. This ain't about respecting him or not respecting him. It's about respecting myself as a team, my franchise, organization. Not letting the half of what we own dart out the window. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know what that is. Listening to Stephen A. word it that way sound absolutely crazy to me. It's like, fam, that is nuts. What are you talking about? I'm not going to keep this guy on my team if he's threatening to leave. I mean, high and dry. How the hell am I going to do that? Doesn't make any sense. Just because it's like a well-known fact that no one trades LeBron James, what the hell does that got to do with me? Call me no one. That's my name. I traded him. Goodbye. You know what I'm saying? Like, we don't do that. I don't know what that is. We don't do that, though. So, I think people forget. LeBron James is an amazing entity. We are the Lakers, also an amazing entity. We are partners here. And if it's time to end partnership, we got just as much power as anybody else. And as long as he's under contract, then their willingness to trade him is under our discretion. It's not under his. And him wording it and his people wording it that way, they have a right to say whatever they want. They can say the sky turned black overnight. That's fine, fam. Say what you need to. Whatever helps you sleep. What helps me sleep is knowing that I'm under control. My situation is stable. And he's trying to leave us in a place of great instability. Great instability, fam. And I ain't going to lose sight of that while everybody's wording things a certain way. I don't care nothing about that. Now, if we can find a way to do this without him leaving, if we can find a way to keep him, that'll be the priority. I'm not saying the priority is to get rid of him at all costs. I don't want him to go. I don't want none of that to get lost. But as far as my willingness to trade him or my right to trade him, or they're supposed to have some type of inner fear of trading this guy that's supposed to usurp my fear for being left with half or nothing? Hell, man. That ain't even real. That ain't real. And Stephen A. Smith, I don't know how close he is to the Lakers. I don't know. But those of us who are close enough, who follow this team year in, year out, day in, day out, bro, we're way more afraid of what it looks like when he walks than we are afraid of whatever that is you talking about. Whatever that grand power over all that's supposed to be in his back pocket to make it so that people will cut their own arm off to keep from pissing him off. I don't know what that is. I have never seen or heard of anything like that. I'm supposed to just let him walk, hurt my team, and that's like the rule. Like, I don't even know what that is. I'll tell y'all right now, that's you talking Martian to me. Ain't no language I ever heard of. And so that's why I want everybody to understand. I don't speak that language. I don't know what he's talking about. If I got to trade somebody, he traded. You know what I'm saying? That's it. We traded Shaq, fam. You know how much Shaq meant to us? You have any idea what he did for this team while he was here? You know how crazy it felt to trade him, especially for the package we've got in return? I'm still mad about it. Understand, I ain't happy about that at all. We had him on contract. Won 3 championships, 5 NBA Finals appearances. Fam, if we traded him, ain't nobody we ain't gonna trade. Salute the Kobe minute. Nobody. Traded Norm Nixon to the Clippers, like all types of stuff that happened way before this. So it's like, man, I'm not tripping off of that. They gotta give me an actual reason, not some freaking unwritten law rule that states that whoever holds LeBron has to be willing to let him walk and leave them with nothing. I didn't watch him do that to 3 different teams. 2 different teams, 1 twice. And I'm supposed to just sit here and ball up in the fetal position as he does it to me because that's what must, like, what the fuck, man, bro. You ain't been paying no attention to us if you think we about to just crawl up and die at the behest of any one human. You must be out your mind. So that's why I'm on some trade LeBron. It ain't deep. It's just that. And if he were anybody else, I say the same thing. This ain't personal, fam. Anybody else. You about to leave me high and dry with only half of what I have? There's not a single player in this league that I wouldn't say the same thing about. None of y'all. Everybody. Out. To make sure I don't suck for the next 7 years. To make sure I have enough trade equity to get better. You kidding me? This ain't about LeBron. It's about anybody in that situation doing what it is that he's doing specifically. For which I still stand on the truth that I absolutely support. I support it. I want him to play with his son. I don't want him to abandon that idea, that dream. That's a real thing. He only got a couple more years to play. In theory, he should do it the right way. He's earned that. But don't ask for us to cut our arm off so that you can do that under your pretenses and terms when me trading you don't even hurt you, bro. I'm trading you to a better situation. I'm trading you somewhere you could probably win even more. But because you can't be traded, there's some unspoken rule that has negative consequences for following. No negative consequences for abandoning this rule, but all negative consequences for following. I'm supposed to just say, yeah, well, I mean, that's how I go. When I watch what happened to Cleveland twice, I watch what happened to Miami. Them teams were terrible after he left and ain't recovered from that yet. And them teams, no disrespect to them, but they ain't on the mission we on, man. Yeah, they trying to get a championship or two, man. I mean, we trying to pass up the Celtics. As I said yesterday, man, we ain't interested in being bad for any length of time, especially while they're good, fam. No, I can't stress that enough. While they got this Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown era just inherited, their biggest rival in the Eastern Conference point guard in Jrue Holiday, Derek White then turned into something. And you think that Porzingis having a fantastic year, and you think I'm about to just say, yeah, it's fine to be bad. Because, you know, we respect LeBron. And the only way to respect LeBron is to let him walk. So that's what everybody else has done. Like, man, I cannot stress enough how unwilling I would be if I were Jeannie Buss to let that happen. I cannot stress enough how unwilling I would be. You know what I'm saying? And I would be looking for other avenues to keep from trading him. Don't get it twisted. I ain't going to just pull the trigger on any old deal. I will take back what I want to take back for my most valuable piece. But I am not following that rule. That Stephen A. Smith, nobody's trading LeBron unless LeBron say so rule. I don't know nothing about that. That sounds crazy to me. Absolutely insane. And to a point, it should sound insane to anybody else. I don't know why Cleveland let it happen. As soon as it was clear to me that he was about to do the decision or something like that, he could be bouncing out of trading him in. Miami, as soon as it was clear that he was probably going to go back to Cleveland, I'd have traded him in. I don't play that. I don't know why anybody else would play that. Because he's the king, and a 1 year rental of him is worth more than anything. At the time, not now, not to us, when we can't do nothing with it, and that's the point. We can't do nothing with him right now. Best thing we can do for ourselves is trade him. And we know it. We ain't winning nothing right now. Team is trash. Coach is horrible. I don't care what people telling you. Some of them want to get on the... And see, this is what I'm hearing. It's like it's a narrative going on out now. And people want to get behind Darvin Ham and soup up what it is that he's been doing to look as if he's not the problem with some of the stuff that he's been doing, because they want to put the narrative on the fact that LeBron James is the problem. So they will hike up everything surrounding that narrative, whether it make any sense or not. I'm not here for narratives. I don't make mine that way. I tell the actual truth. And the actual truth is Darvin has not been very good this year, man. I could say that, and I could say we need to do some things differently within ourselves to make sure we do better around the circumstance. But it ain't going to be me sitting there saying it's all LeBron James' fault and Darvin Ham is the greatest coach. I ain't doing that, man. No. We ain't never going to do that. If he's doing a great job, we'll tell you he's doing a great job. If he's doing a bad job, we'll tell you that. But it ain't gonna be no narrative pushing. Everything surrounds my narrative, so therefore, even if it's crazy, if it aligns with my narrative, I'm rolling with it. That is not how we operate on BDF 44. That's half truth. Ain't real truth. And so I'm telling y'all right now, man, I am cool on that coach. I'm cool on holding on to this dude. If he's going to continue to demand to be, in situations where he has all the power and everybody else is supposed to fall on the sword so he can keep that power can go out the window, bro. You can have it somewhere else. Have it in a small market, fam. Can't do it here. Not when we don't have half of what we need to get you what you need. We don't. We could talk about him, her, they. None of that is going to put us in a position to win number 18. And that is the only thing we care about right now. And if we can't get it this season, then holding on to win now stuff don't make no sense for us. Especially if it's a teetering on whether or not they actually want to be here. If Anthony Davis don't want to be a part of this thing, I love AD's game, but we're on a mission, fam. We'll trade you for picks if we have to, if we're forced to. If you just don't want to do this, we ain't gonna hold you against your will. I don't believe. I don't believe Jeannie will hold you against your will, fam. If she trades LeBron James and you want her, I'm pretty damn sure she'll be willing to do that. But my intention is to build around AD. Bring him his next running mate or bring him a fleet of players that can complement his game and give him the ability to stand upright, whether he can play 82 or only 52. That would be my plan. And if he wants LeBron James on his team, then we'll try to get him at the end of the season by getting Bronny here. That would be the plan. Well, as is, we don't have what we need to make the changes necessary to make him the champion that ultimately he demands to be. That ultimately we demand to be. We don't have those pieces. So how can we get better? We got to liquidate some things. And furthermore, not to let half of what we have walk out the door. Could anything be more counterproductive when we have these needs? I don't think so. And look, I don't know how to view the retaining of Darvin Ham at this point. I don't know how to view that, man. I don't think I have the proper scope or point of view on that particular thing. And the reason why I say that is because, to me, it makes all the sense in the world to move on from the coach that puts the team in some really weird positions, who wants to play one guy who happens to be one of the worst guys on the team more minutes than anybody else. I don't think that makes any sense. And so, to me, from the scope I'm looking through, it appears to me they're keeping this coach on tab for one thing and one thing only: to defy the power of Clutch and LeBron James and the willingness that they have to buck that system. I do not believe that is a good reason to hold on to a bad coach. I do not. We can all agree this coach is trash. There's no reason to hold on to him to send a message to somebody else that we ain't gonna capitulate to what you do. I don't have to capitulate. I don't need to make no stances against that power, man. Not from where I'm sitting. It ain't that serious for me to say, I'm gonna make sure I hold on to somebody you want to let go of so that you know. No. If I really got that power, ain't no sense in me posturing that way. If he's a problem for the unit, he need to go. And as far as I can tell, based on my assessment of what I've seen and my understanding of the game of basketball, which is limited, this coach needs to go. Period. He should have been fired weeks ago. He should have been fired weeks ago, man. And so these are things that we're going to say, man. These are things that we're going to say and we're going to mean. I don't hate anybody. I'm not one of those channels going to get up here and cuss out LeBron because of any reason. I don't have that type of thoughts in my head. What I will say, though, is as I assess furthermore how we got to this point, I do think that a lot of what LeBron James could have swayed with his influence has adjusted us into a space where we don't love where we're at. And if he's going to push his influence in certain areas, As a fan, I prefer you push them in those areas rather than forcing us to use assets that we can't afford to lose and asking us to more or less forego our future, for which is very much limited in value at this point, so that we can continue to make these moves that bring the team more things that this coach can misuse. Okay? Or any coach that we've had here. I want him to put more pressure on those coaches to put those players in positions to look better. That is what I would have wanted from LeBron James up until this point, more so. That's what I've always thought and never quite articulated properly. And you were supposed to be the GOAT and got all the power and got people like Stephen A. Smith saying that we're supposed to never trade you. Then you obviously have the power to have this coach not having 3 guard lineups on the floor and Torian Prince on the floor for 40 minutes and all different other types of stuff that makes your team look worse while you're on the floor. Having you running center and different stuff. I can't imagine any of this happens if you put your foot down and demand it don't. Just like you put your foot down and demand people be traded. That's my legitimate thought there. I think, and it just brings me back to my initial point. I think people want certain things, but they don't actually really know what that looks like properly. They don't know what it looks like properly. You know, it's like, I want this, yeah, but you're you're defining this wrong. That's not what this would otherwise be. It looks something different. It looks like something else. It don't look like that. You want the team to be better? It don't come in the trades. It comes on the floor. You want to practice more. You want the guys you have to look better. You want to put them in positions to look better. You don't let them look all kinds of weird, wacky ways and then demand trades, because you need to be able to make them look good in order to want someone to want to trade for them. Your problem is on the floor. Team don't practice enough, and the players don't be in positions to look their best. That is where you need to put your foot down and say, these is where I want my changes. Then that opens up things for the GM, and it makes your job a lot easier. But people thinking, I want trades and make the team better. No, you want better schemes to make the players you have develop better. That's what you want. It starts there. So that's my frustration, man. I want to give y'all another rant. I've been a little upset all day in regards to this NBA thing, man. I don't quite know why, to be honest with you. I'm actually having a pretty good day. But you just get the feeling that this era is coming to an end. Me personally, I wonder how much of that I'm stemming with my words and how I word things and knowing that people follow me and all of that in the Laker organization. I don't know how many people actually follow what I'm telling them to do or not. But what I do know is that I talk to people directly to them as if they are listening to me when I'm speaking. And so when it comes to this is where the Lakers need to get better. You've got to get better at defining what will get you the success and the win now attitude that you want. You can't do it in letting the coach run amok and then trying to sell a bunch of stuff that ain't worth crap. You got to make what you have worth something. You got to look for the equity necessary to make trades in trade when you're looking to get returns, man. You don't trade LeBron James for a bunch of players. You trade him for a bunch of picks, and you reset as best you can, and then start the process of divvying out those picks in different trades that bring you the stuff that properly fits what you're trying to do. Your vision, not half of what the Knicks' vision is, yours. And then you get rid of the bad coach on your own terms. If that's what needs to happen, you move Darvin Ham at that point. Since you're not a win-now team, there's no urgency to do it right away. Maybe you can save face by not firing him now. Maybe you can wait till half of next season to fire the guy, depending on how quickly you can, set in motion your rebuilding process. But what you don't do is let him stay on this year, tell yourself you're a win-now team, and then head for the wall that failure ultimately is for you. You don't do that. You get in front of problems to alleviate future headaches. That's what you do. My name is BDO44. Thank you all for watching.